Oh, well, this is amusing. DFW went bankrupt. They're out of the biz. So, I guess I can't help but at least feel partly responsible for this. I did obtain, let's say, acquire not just Mr. Stoic from their talent roster, but their tag team championship. Did that sink them? Let's just say that's not the reason they went out of business. Let's just say that. It'll help me sleep good. Aftermath of November. Team Big in the dressing room. Big Mike says to Big Titan, "Hey, I've had enough of that bear for now, you know. Maybe someday we'll give those guys another try, but for now, I need to go a different direction." So Big Titan nods in understanding. They shake hands in mutual respect, and Team Big disbands. So, Big Titan watches his old rival walk off, wondering what they'll be when next they meet. Friends or foes? Big Titan turns his focus to the title those two have hotly contested in the past. Canada's Heavyweight Championship. So let's view title belts, shall we? I did hint last episode that we'd look at the Baron's belt. I might be blocking it. Am I blocking the view? I'm almost certainly blocking the view. Yes, I am. I'll move myself. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, that'll work. Yes, it's live. Mistakes are going to be left in. Okay. Well, no, that's not a mistake. I can't be expected to think of everything. Geez, I'm only the CEO. Okay. And there we see, with the Baron Charles, his title defense from November, he now has 2 for the reign. That's why I had to move my picture that was blocking the 2 wins, which we see at the bottom there for Baron Charles. So he has 2 wins for the reign, which equals the record set by... Give you a second. Kind of hinted at it. Big Titan. The only 2 men to have 2 title defenses of Canada's Heavyweight Championship. So the Baron Charles has an opportunity to set a new record. And have the greatest title reign by a heavyweight champion of this promotion. And so, no longer in pursuit of the tag title, Big Titan seeks out the Baron, stating simply, before you can surpass me, you're going to have to go through me. Meanwhile, Big Mike, remember him? The original Canada's heavyweight champion. Big Mike, and 3 times Canada heavyweight champion. He was original 5th and 8th. So, Big Mike, 3 times Canada heavyweight champion, having been beaten up 3 events in a row by Team Terrible, now has a confidence problem. He makes no demands for title matches or main events. He merely verifies his availability and waits to hear something. So, in the meantime, let's back to the old training center. How's my camera now, my dude? Blocking? A little bit, just a little bit. I think I can go back to the corner safely. Okay, cool. Okay, just because I was slightly black in the very bottom, the bottom corner of the, it's going to bother me. Okay, so the gym is the primary issue, which we've talked about of late. I've decided I simply must upgrade the gym now while we have the sponsor discount. And let's show it. Oh, the top one, anyway. There, can highlight it. SRGM Home Real Estate. We just have the 1 month remaining, which gives us the renovating the training center 10% discount. So, yeah, I must upgrade it now, I've decided, because otherwise we are just knowingly throwing $60,000 away. If you remember, I might have touched on this. Expansion right now would cost $540,000, so over $500,000. But sponsorship discount, we're paying less than we normally would. And I know this gym the expense is coming, the expansion of the gym. Plans for future wrestlers to be added to the promotion dictate the eventuality. Your gym size determines how many wrestlers you can maintain. So, fun as it would be, and might still be, let's wait and see how the revenue and the profit goes. As fun as it would be to break the $10 million mark, my industry ranking, when they do the year-end rank analysis, it should be the same even with only 9-something million, because if we go to the promotion data, we'll still be more than double the assets of, scroll down here, Battle Muscle Entertainment, BME. They've got 4.7 some odd million in assets in the lower part of the right side there, and we'll have double that in any case. So we'll blast past this promotion in any case. We'll climb over them, and not the Mexican Wrestling Association though, because they'll have 13 some odd million. So that'll be something to climb over. But yeah, I should be ahead of this group regardless. So maybe we'll make the 10 million anyway, but we'll base that on just we'll let it all based on how great our year end spectacular. I've talked about the Canada Day spectacular. How great will our December show be? That'll determine whether we break 10 million. So yes, I've thought it over a lot. I have to upgrade this now. Ooh, brace yourself. This is the biggest. This is by far the biggest expense. Single item expense. Here we go. Ready? Oh god. Ooh. $500,000. Here we go. No big deal. And while we're at it, as you see, the next gym expansion would be 900,000. Let's not think about that. I don't know if I'll expand that size. That's a really scary number anyway. But less scary, the mat work coach has worn down to normal conditions. So just because it's comparatively a complete cakewalk to spend 2,000 and change, I'm definitely going to repair the mat work coach for resilience to joint damage, increased durability, as it says on the right there. Again, also, while I got the sponsor discount, so we'd be paying even more than 2 some odd thousand, which really is not a lot at this stage, but it's a discounted amount. Okay. Now, still, I got a tightness in my my upper abdomen here, where the stomach meets the rib cage over that gym expense, but knew it's coming. And just as a check in on it. If you see under details, more or less in the middle of the screen there, wrestlers 24 of 32. I think our cap was 26 before I improved it, and I know I'm gonna go over 26, so doing it. And I think before we get to actual matches, there's only one more thing to do. And this is a brief one. We'll just briefly check in on merchandising. Or as they said in Spaceballs, the movie, merchandising. Produce merchandise. Okay. So we sold roughly half the goods that I made during the November show. So can we move the rest? I'm going to be cautiously optimistic and say we will sell the remainder. And it seems against the odds, perhaps, because if we sold less than half in the previous event, especially with product age being, this is not new merchandise. It's a month old merchandise. You'd think that why would you think you'd sell more than half the second month? Well, I will see how the numbers shake out, but I suspect that our attendance might be better this month than it was the previous one. So maybe that'll result in the goods being sold in their entirety. Yeah, well, we shall see, won't we? December of year 2. The Christmas Day show. So it'll be Canada's Christmas. So, Merry Christmas from your CEO, Derek Bogart. So what other cool stuff I got here? Got a gingerbread house. This was part of a gift card. I remember enjoying gingerbread cookies as a lad. My mom used to home make them. Speaking of homemade, I made this Christmas card. Authentic Derek Bogart original on the Christmas tree. Inside, interestingly enough, I guess this might have... I don't know if this is part of a French class. I don't think I was taking French when I was drawing in pencil crayon, but inside, I guess this was to teach kids awareness that we are we're bilingual here in Canada in that we accept the French. We're not just an English-speaking country. So, I don't know how I can read that, but some French text on the inside. So, shout out to our French-Canadian brothers and sisters. Merry Christmas to you as well. And if you haven't seen, this is a family tradition here. If you haven't seen this film, Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation, it is a must-watch. All right. So, the Christmas Day feature match, perhaps? Christian seeks not revenge for his title loss, but rather redemption for Shota, the irredeemable. So when better than on Christmas? So, again, we have all established championships will be on the line here in December. In fact, +1 championship, actually. And again, we'll begin and end the event with non-title matches. So any late arrivals to the opener won't be missing title action, while those who wish to leave the event early, kids to sleep, or just beat the traffic, they won't miss a title result. Okay, so we're starting off sensational with the Battle of the Masks. So Mexico Miguel getting in there against the Sensation. So the opener will include a junior, which I've said is good for energy, get the crowd going. And of course, the Sensation is also known for high-flying spectacularity. So let's get into the title matches. There's going to be 6. First time ever. First match for the DFW Tag Team Championship. Will feature Team Owens, the champions, defending against Team Satan, who fell just short of regaining these titles in November. But it was close. And these guys exhibited some great teamwork, I remember. I remember being a close, exciting match. So, happy to give them another shot. And back to the champs. This is fun. Bottom right of the profile. C Trust at last for Kevin Owens. He was D for what seemed like a long time. He's finally moved up to C, so that's great. No longer have to worry about that. And that's not the only DFW championship. You might remember this guy. We saw him before. Matt Gibson is now officially part of the Canada Wrestling promotion. So let's look at his profile on the right there. So his salary is very reasonable, $1,250,000, which is pretty good buy really when you consider his popularity there. S in the America region, so not paying a lot to get someone who's gonna put butts in seats, as it were. And another S, he's got S Trust. So he comes in very happy to be here. Which is always nice. We've had too many guys come in at D lately where they'll sign, but they're like, yeah, well, you're going to need to really do stuff for me if I'm going to want to stay. Other guys are just like, I'm happy to be here. What can I do for you, sir? It's like, you can get right into things. Nice to not have to worry about that. Match style, Kings Road. So he's going to have to learn our style, but Kings Road, I don't know if I ever mentioned that. My understanding of Kings Road is you tell the story of the match within the match, as opposed to like cutting promos or in-ring, microphone interactions and stuff like that. Like the beginning and the end of what you just set up the match, him against him or her against her, whatever, and just what there is to know unfolds in the match. So, it takes an expert wrestler, I think, to tell a story in a match. But the idea is that, if you remember the great Ric Flair, I can't mention him enough. I would argue that he wrestled the Kings Road style because he would get into these hour-long matches because he had such high endurance. He was such a workhorse of a wrestler that he could wrestle an hour, and so you feel out the crowd, see what kind of things they're seem to be rooting for, and then you have an ebb and flow, and maybe you work on a body part, and that pays dividends over time. You tell a story in the ring. So that's sort of what Kings Road style is. Okay, so what else to know? Okay, move on. Okay, so with the signing of, I don't want to ramble on too much, moving along. And with the signing of Matt Gibson, that's 24 roster members as of month 24. So that's interesting. So what about Matt Gibson? We're likely to call him Ace or the Ace as a fun way to refer to him. I always like to have some interesting way to refer to wrestlers as opposed to saying Matt Gibson. Nor am I too in love with his nickname, Final Wrestler. I don't know. The reason I'm going to go with Ace was because that was actually the name of his DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling, stable. Along with Eddie Owens, they comprised the Ace stable of DFW. If you remember, they were tag team champions. And if you watch previous episodes, you know how that, translated into our promotion. And Matt Gibson was the top talent of the promotion as their heavyweight champion. So Ace as in the best. So, and since the Ace, as you see in the profile, he's got the belt there. He still carries the now folded DFW Heavyweight Championship from that promotion. I have now acquired all of DFW's assets in terms of evidence that the organization ever existed. That the two titles they established, I now possess them in my organization. So you could consider Dramatic Fight Wrestling now as a subsidiary to the parent corporation of the Canada Wrestling Promotion, or CWP. And as for the future of the different promotional titles within the greater organization, largely I will consider the DFW titles to be minor championships, not considered to carry the same prestige as the actual homegrown Canada titles. So think of DFW like WWE's Intercontinental title. And I'm leaning toward favoring actual Canadians to compete for the Canada titles, while considering the DFWs to be more foreigner-oriented. But we'll see. There's no need to carve anything in stone. Besides, why not continue to have Canadians compete for every title within the organization? So who's he putting the title on the line against? The $50,000 man, Ted Axel, who, as it turns out, this is a process of elimination challenger after I have all the other matches set that I wanted, he was sort of like, well, he's the guy. He's the one guy I haven't assigned, so he gets the shot. But in all fairness, it's not so random as just that, because he is coming off a heavyweight championship attempt in the previous month, wasn't it? So it's within the realm of reason that Ted Axel might simply drop down in prestige and compete for a lesser title. And heck, if you recall, the same process of elimination led to him becoming Canada's heavyweight championship. So maybe that's his good luck charm, is to be the odd man out looking for a match. Hey, here's a title shot. But no. Okay, so that's match 3. Match 4 for the 6-man tag championship, featuring Jin Dynasty, your champions. And they will face a new look Team Canada Blue. So you're used to seeing Wolf and Omega as a Team Canada Blue duo. Look who it is. Looking for a third. Big Mike in his alternate blue, whose expectations had bottomed out. So I'm sure he's delighted to be invited to join a team competing for a title. Next. You already touched on this. Match 5 for Canada's Junior Championship. Again, Christian, or Christ the Redeemer, versus the Irredeemable. And Christian, if we look closer at him, again, bottom right of the profile, C Trust. C is for Christian. So the last of our D trusts are gone. So we no longer fear of guys asking for special treatment, which we've been lucky enough to avoid. I'm not sure how we've had so many D trusts and no one come along. They demand either, like, you can give them, you can choose how to deal with them when they do that. You can either pay them off a little extra money, or you can give an inspiring speech or promise better treatment, but of course they'll expect you to give better treatment. So I've never really tried that. Have I? I think I tried it once because I knew I was going to put someone in title matches anyway. So yeah, I'll give you better treatment because I knew I was going to. So it was no extra effort on my part. But anyway, that's no longer an issue because everyone's at least C Trust now. So no special treatment required for anybody, or even guys just outright departing the promotion to free agency. That'll happen too if you have D Trust. A guy might just walk on you and seek his fortune elsewhere. So we got a little lucky, perhaps. Or the organization is just that darn compelling. You got to be a part of this. Really, who wouldn't want to be happy being a part of the fastest growing entity in the wrestling industry? So, match 6. Team Terrible back on top. In fact, I think now that Jason's no longer pissed off, he's got more than enough revenge since winning the title's back. He'll revert back to his standard white. So, Team Terrible will compete against a team they've never faced. They will face Team Sharpshooter, BH edition for Bret Hart and Blue Hair, who were DFW Tag Team Champions. I believe this combination of Sharpshooter was the DFW Tag Champions. So B is for Bret and B Trust. Just the trust going up all over the place. People are just growingly happy to be a part of this organization. He had been C, now he's graduated up to B Trust. Great. Match 7. the last of the title matches, which we've already introed early on in the episode. So just a reminder, that's match 7, but we're not actually done there. We're going to have a first ever match 8. Yeah. So we're closing out year 2 in style. Strongheart, for the 3rd time, faces the missing Link. So Link is last, partly because we're still working on his C trust. Why not improve it still? You don't have to worry about it dropping back down to D. So, there's the C trust, and perhaps more importantly, this being the main event, because his rematch in November with Strongheart was bloody and intense. And I think the rubber match might be eagerly anticipated. So why not close the show? Besides, if they have another bloodbath, at least we won't have to rush to clean the ring since it's the last match. So that's that. Let's check the venue. There's a few things to say about that. If you direct your attention to the right of the screen. So we have, currently we have it set to urban medium, which is what we ran last event, in which we had 13 in a third, roughly 13,000 attendance. So as you can see, it's set to full house there. So what you do, full house at maximum ticket price. So whenever that's the case, always check the venue size, increase it a size to see if you're actually wasting capacity. Because as you'll see, 19 some odd thousand, so we're way over capacity if we were to run urban medium again. So clearly this is far too big of a show for this venue. So we must step up to the next size venue, which is rural large, which is double the capacity what we were running. We were running 15,000, now we're doing 30,000. So this is the biggest rural venue available. So currently well under capacities, but if we knock the ticket price down to $60, we see there we have a near full house. $28.50. So if we include advertising, we can top up that capacity with a poster. So if you look at the top right for expenses, it's going to briefly flash a $5,000 minus $5,000. Oh, plus 5,000 to expenses, sorry. Plus 5,000 to expenses. And that tops us off at a full house. So we went from 28,000 to 30,000. So for the low cost of $5,000, we get an extra 1,500 attendees, which equates to an extra $90,000 in revenue. So very economical there to spend on a poster. Very cool. And what more fitting time for a full house than the year-end spectacular? Oh, and as a final footnote, with more than double last month's attendance, we absolutely should sell out of the merchandise. there was some concern we might not, but even I didn't realize just how many people we were going to put in into a venue this event. Everyone's healthy. 6 titles more than we ever defended. 8 matches more than we ever run. So should be a wildly successful show. And if you do your quick math on the revenue, 30,000 people plus whatever fire hazard overage we get there times $60 ticket price, that's 1.8 million in just event revenue alone, just people walking in and paying to get in. So any concern about us not breaching the 10 million mark by year's end, we will comfortably breach the 10 million mark year's end, even having spent that $500,000 expanding the gym. So, speaking of expanding the gym, let's take one last look at our sponsors, because it's going to be our last chance to see them, because at the end of the show, it's going to change. So first of all, we can confirm confirm match card. So if we go to management, sponsor contract. So we already looked at strong management. If you look at some of our minor sponsors here, so yeah, again, strong management. This is the last you'll see of it. It's unless they renew somehow, but the contract expires, so this will be off the list presumably for next year. And we've addressed Jumbo Mart more than once. They provide our goods merchandise discount, and as you can see there, 1 year, 1 month. So we're still going to have them for another year. So they'll remain. They'll carry forward. Monster Gains, we've mentioned them more than once because they provide the probability of wrestler injury decreased. So they weren't paying us a lot of money, but it's nice to have that little sense of security, that little health security that guys are less likely to be badly hurt. So we'll miss that security a little bit unless they renew. And the sponsor we haven't hardly mentioned because there are no special features to it. Kings Play Sports, the sports manufacturer. There were neither benefits nor conditions. They were just paying us a flat grand to put their logo out there on our ring, and we each benefited from that, I'm sure, and we'll be saying goodbye to them in all likelihood too. So that's it. I believe we can now get to the matches. Oh yeah, something you can do. I don't know if I ever mentioned this. But under Proceed, you can go to Event again, and you can go to Confirm Event. If you ever want to look back, just take one last look at what you did in case you want to make any changes or whatever. See any mistakes? Confirming my venue again. I don't know why I'm so worried about this. Shouldn't be. We're expecting a full house, rural, large, $60 with poster advertisement. Okay. December of year 2. And the full house maintained. Cool. So with that full house at the biggest rural venue, we should be maximizing any bonus to promotion popularity gained by running the rural setting as we aim for the eventual S rating popularity. Let's start. Match 1. Battle of the Masks. So, as you may have noticed, it's heavy versus junior, which I'm not in love with crossing weight classes like that. Look at that stage. Wow, awesome. Big stage. Boom, fireworks. Wow, awesome. We start off sensational. And, you know, I feel like it's almost unfair to Mexico Miguel to be in there against a heavyweight. But I think I pointed out, Alan Hawkins is more of he's a smaller heavyweight. Like, he's not a super heavyweight. He's I see him as more like a middleweight. He's too big to be a junior, but he's small compared to some of the bigger guys we have, like Big Mike, Big Titan, Wolf Hockfield, Terrible Ted. Will make him look small. So I feel like it's not a size mismatch here. It's really more like a size advantage that the Sensation has, as Mexico Miguel takes to the ring. And hopefully to balance that out, Mexico Miguel, being the smaller, lighter guy, might have a slight agility advantage. Although you can't sell short the sensationality of the Alan Hawkins agility. So, I just hope this match is reasonably close. If Miguel gets his ass whipped, I'll feel bad. Huh. Eye raking a guy wearing a mask might not prove terribly effective. Rolling backsplash. Body slam. So yeah, I mean, the sizes are not that different. A body slam doesn't look weird there. If Miguel were to body slam like Big Mike, for example, that would look silly. I feel like the sizes are reasonably comparable. As we see Miguel reverse the vertical suplex. The Canadian Sensation is out of the ring, but Miguel politely lets him back in. Now we have turnabout. Fair play on the body slam. And will we see fair play again on letting the man back in the ring? Well, it looks like the Sensation was going to pursue. He was trying to pursue, but he couldn't resist taking some time out to work the crowd a little bit. And while he was out there, we caught a glimpse of the announcer table. Did you see that? A couple guys at the table there calling the action. So that's part and parcel to a bigger venue, 30,000 capacity. And the ref eats it. He's writhing around. He doesn't know what's going on. The action continues without him. Nobody's on the verge of a finish here, I don't think, anyway, but it would have been a good opportunity to cheat. You might have more than 5 seconds to just cheat like a madman. But I don't think the Sensation would be that type of guy. We've seen that from Miguel, though. I think Mexico Miguel, might have had half a mind to cheat there if he had the opportunity. So he doesn't mind bending some rules. Anyway, we saw a dropkick and another follow-up dropkick. Duo dropkicks. Old school arm drag takedown into the front chin lock sleeper. Sensational sleeper hold. Oh, brain buster.
5 minutes gone.
Missing on the striking as Miguel definitely gets out of the way. Again, reversal on that vertical suplex. So yeah, I feel like it's not too weird. They're similar size. So I think it doesn't look that strange when Miguel gets a power move off against a smaller heavyweight. He's not small, obviously. But the more I look at these two guys, I don't mind them facing each other. And heck, they could be a tag team. I mean, look at they have the mask in common, they have colors in common. I mean, you could call it Team Black and White. I mean, as we see the moonsault, top rope running moonsault. Oh, little bit of deception. Look, referee, he's got a chair. My head hurts from when he clubbed me. But no, who's gonna believe that the Canadian Sensation would ever stoop to those levels? Not a bad idea, though, by the smaller Miguel to try and boost that. And that would be one way to equalize against the a man of slightly superior size is, if you could weasel a disqualification out of there, and it would go down in the record book as a win. You could get it. In any case, let's stop dealing with what ifs. Let's deal with reality as it currently unfolds in front of us. Back body drop. Also old school that time. Sensationally old school. 8.5 minutes, so, Northern Light suplex, speaking of the Canadian sensation. Yeah, so, wasn't an awkwardly short match. We've already got 9 minutes now, another brain buster. I want to say sensational suplex, but it's a variation on the suplex. In any case, missile drop kick from the top rope, and he's going to fly again. Oh, thinks twice, maybe, because that's a bit far. My man's about to get up. Maybe I should just be conservative. He's not desperate. He's charging up. Charging up the fist. I believe that's called Shute. 2.9 as he goes for it right there across the Strong Management logo. And this is probably going to be the last event that SRGM is spread across the middle of the ring. Oh, devastating. Oh, that was a particularly vicious stepping strike. And the Sensation's calling for the finish. Ugh. Sensational. Superfly. Headbutt. No shame in staying down, Miguel. Oh, but he's not done. He's going to prove that I'm not just going to get stomped because I'm a junior. I'm going to fight to the finish here. Resilience on display, but he eats another sensational Superfly. Jeez. Victory roll. We're in the ropes, however. Well, maybe not quite. Borderline in the ropes. There's that Frankensteiner. Surprise roll-up. Could Miguel steal this after all this time? After those near falls by the Canadian Sensation, Miguel looking to just swipe this out from under Alan Hawkins. And fittingly, the Northern Light suplex for the True North Strong and Freeze Canadian Sensation. He wins the Battle of the Masks. Version 1? Kind of enjoyed this. Might we have to do this again? Man. Well, 96% I knew what I was doing getting these guys into the opener. High energy, exciting match. Crowd goes wild. Canadian wins. And I almost feel like these guys could be like Team Slinky because I feel like they would go good alone or in pairs. They don't necessarily have to walk downstairs, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm old. But hopefully someone knows what I'm talking about. All right, great opener. Match 2. First of 2. DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling Championship matches. So we see the challengers. Team Satan. The Foot Soldier precedes the General. They've been these tag team champions before. This wasn't exactly the team they took it off of in that controversial fashion. It was Mr. Stoic and the Ace. So not a true rematch, but every bit of legitimacy still on the line here. Should Team Satan vanquish Team Owens? Mr. Stoic, KO Kevin. And I'm sure Mr. Stoic in the promos doesn't mind saying, yeah, you guys beat us for these titles, or beat me. We all know it was BS. If you're going to ever see those belts again, you're going to have to overcome Mr. Stoic for reals. Meanwhile, KO Kevin starting us off. Body slam. In fact, that's a reverse chin lock. Holding myself accountable, I refer to a front chin lock in the previous match. It actually was a reverse. Don't go back and dwell on that. I'm just purging myself. Anyway. Power bomb. Wow, that I'm surprised I didn't collapse the ring. Kevin Owens is not small. But a reversal on the Irish whip, knee to the breadbasket. And we get fresh men on both sides. All 4 men in the ring currently. Some confusing 4-way action. Oof. Just the strength of Will Stewart just hurling his man bodily out of there like he was a rag doll. Mr. Stoic trying to come back with a jumping sidekick, but he gets sat on for his trouble. Counter kick by the foot soldier. Huh. Arm drag takedown. Mr. Stoic knows something of the classics too. Now it's 2-on-1, both Owens. And the 2-on-1 mattered because the upper hand was negated after that hip toss, headlock takeover by the foot soldier, and now he gets tossed out of the ring. Oh, he didn't like it too much. He's brought a baseball bat in the ring, but limited time to interfere, being the non-legal man. He can get back out of there. So he leaves a baseball bat in the ring for us to look at. Probably will not get picked up again because presumably will be in plain view of the official. But clearly the foot soldier means business. He didn't mind reaching for a weapon. As Team Satan aims to regain this dramatic fight wrestling tag title. And rubbing the eyeballs across that top rope. He's not a nice guy. That's Stanley Adams. And he's not treated very nicely there in return. Vertical suplex out of the ring. Big Kev out there to pursue, but he eats. Back suplex.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Grueling street fight outside the ring there. And Stanley Adams figures I've had enough of this for now. Maybe recover from some of that violence. Meanwhile, KO Kevin's just getting started on the violence. He's back in there. Now Will Stewart's in the wrong part of town, but he's going to pursue the apron man. Vertical suplexes him into the ring. Big man in motion clotheslines other big man. Got size versus size here. It'll be Olympic slam. It'll be the just keep fighting spirit. Kevin Owens against the rippling musculature. Satan's foot soldier. Which will win out? Might make a fun singles match someday. Will Stewart just brazenly just marching over there like a dutiful foot soldier to engage both Owens. No fear, no tag, nothing. Just, I'll take you both. But now, he's been sent into the Owens corner. And he'll eat turnbuckle DDT. And Mr. Stoic's going to fly falling fist to the buttocks. Might be the one body part that the foot soldier does not have bulging, rippling musculature for. I guess he skips ass day in the gym. Okay, we're done. Done with that. Anyway, backbreaker. Mr. Stoic's going to fly again. Falling fist to the K-Roch this time. So Mr. Stoic absolutely means business here to hold on to these titles. Maybe he'll have a lifelong grudge against Team Satan, knowing that this is the team he had to give his belts over to. If he's got any reason to hate anyone, it might be these guys. But it was a business arrangement, okay? Can we all just be adults about this? The last thing we need is for me to look bad for arranging the controversy. So that's all I'll just say. It's water under the bridge. DDT by KO. A lot of initials going on there. Did not secure the knockout, but jarred Satan's General enough to make him tag out to his foot soldier. And Owens is outright invading the corner of Team Satan. We have a four-man brawl going on. Oh, wow. Rotating, vertical suplex toward the middle of the ring. We're still deep in the satanic corner, however. Easy save made by Satan's General. And he goes down low to punish him. How dare you? Think you can finish us in our neighborhood. Not happening. Headlock, hip toss. Takeover into the submission applied across a strong management logo. Shout out to our main sponsor. There's that. Rotating, vertical suplex again. Yeah, I think I can consider adding Mr. Stoic as a pretty good addition. A good person to make an exception for to our normal rules of must be Canadian or wear red and white. He doesn't follow either of those criteria, but he's Kevin Owens' cousin. Kevin Owens is Canadian. And as we see the forward suplex, that was the one-man gang slam. Anyway, yeah. If you're not too familiar with the history, Mr. Stoic, very interested in joining this roster. He volunteered to wrestle for us more than once while he was still part of DFW. And ultimately, I permitted him to join based on his familiar relation to a Canadian, and clearly he wanted to be here. So, looking to expand my roster. Why not add someone who wants to be there? I think that was that a double team there? 2-on-1? I'm so busy pondering. I do that. I ponder the big picture and there's a match going on. I mean, both count, right? Both are important. If there's no big picture, then it's just a bunch of sweaty guys with no shirts on, grabbing at each other. moving on again. Just totally turning the page. And besides, they're not all shirtless. There's shirts and skins out there on both sides. Double arm, suplex into the corner of Team Satan. Vertical suplex, but KO's got extra toughness, stands right back up, stampede, power slam. Had to pull his pants up. And thanks to Kevin Owens for being mindful of keeping his trousers secure, because presumably there are kids in the crowd. Families. And I'll stop there. Again. I'm going to hold myself back from the brink of bad taste. Okay. Huh. Some sort of backward victory roll there. But again, wrong part of town. Wow. 2-on-2 action. Crowd appreciates it. I don't know if you heard that. Crowd going wild there. Nothing like more action than you can keep track of. You're just like, what's going on? This is wild. And even after I say, just as I say, crowd, action. Crowd goes wild. We have a very long pause while Mr. Stoic drags the foot soldier all the way from one corner of the ring to another. Eye rake. Yeah, but you should have some downtimes in a match. Give the crowd a chance to just catch their breath and turn to each other and say, "Can you believe the action of the Canada Wrestling Promotion?" Anyway, Samoan drop out of the ring. Satan's General says, "How dare you?" He climbs right in there, engages KO with a nut crush. And he's not legal. So there's no rope break. But he does have to break after a certain amount of time because he's got to get the head back to the apron. Anyway, you see more 2-on-1 action there. Double team. The heart of tag team wrestling, if you ask me. Looking for those opportunities to take advantage of 2-on-1. You got those windows. And right now, Satan's working on him 2 against 1 in a sense, and that they're taking turns working him over. We have a knee drape, backbreaker, submission attempt. We're deep in the satanic corner again. Forward. Pile driver. May have hit the baseball bat that's still laying there as potentially an object to hurt yourself on. Eye rake. Never too late to take away a man's vision. May not be morally correct in the context of a fight, and a rather serious one. There's a championship on the line. Another forward pile driver. Not just a championship, but you want to go into New Year's Eve with something to celebrate. 2.9, that close. Celebrating winning a title, becoming new champions. What better way to ring in the new year than with "and new"? But the champions are looking to hear something slightly different, something more along the lines of "and still." A little bit of a defiance of physics right there, but we won't dwell on it. That knee. It's one thing we won't be showing in super slow-mo. Look at how physics were just defied here. Anyway, it was at a DDT roll-up. Mr. Stoic has got the save in place for a 2.9. Torture rack applied. Mr. Stoic's going to eat the full force of the full duration of that. Neither a break nor a save has to eat it. 25 minutes. Reverse atomic drop. Eye rake. Yep, discombobulate your opponent, buy time for the tag, and now we have an assisted powerbomb. Well, I mean, Team Satan is red and white. They're dressed for Christmas. More so than Team Owens. Will the spirit of Christmas be with them as we see a figure 4 leg lock applied squarely in the middle of the ring. The save is made. We may or may not have seen a late submission. The ref was still asking. Who knows if KO had reached his pain threshold. He was about to say, I can't take no more. Didn't matter. His cousin saved him and the match continues. Still anyone's championship. I think we've seen 2.9s either side. I mean, they had a very close match the first time. This is a very healthy rivalry. The DFW Tag Team Championship. We also saw a version of Team Sharpshooter was in there. So there's some evenly matched teams here. Get some big close matches. Anytime you can compete for a title without having to face a bear to do so. And there you go. Didn't I kind of call it red and white? Christmas. Being colored for the occasion. Works out well for Team Satan. And the big men are staring each other down there. You could feel the tension there between the foot soldier and KO Kevin. They're probably just, looks can say it all there. They're probably just saying this is not over. And Team Owens drops the belt. The Can-Am connection, Canadian and American, they not the brightest lights for the new year, for the New Year's Eve celebration for these guys, but legitimacy established for Team Satan. When they first won the titles, it was about politics, you could say. It was about business arrangement. This time, it was pure competition. We had the best team win. And on Christmas Day of all days, the day named after Christ, Team Satan takes the glory. And new. So 100% match evaluation on that second one, giving us an average of 98. Top drawer. So now we'll have our first ever broadcasted defense of this title. The DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Brought to you by the Canadian Wrestling Promotion. So we just saw Matt Gibson's former DFW tag partner lose his title. Can the Ace hold on to his? And the Ace trying to maintain the DFW legacy, which he was such a dominant component. You will have to hold off the challenge of the $50,000 man, Ted Axel. Drop kick blocked by the fittingly stoic standing Matt Gibson. He was partnered with Mr. Stoic, but third time's the charm there on the drop kicks. Oof. Into the ropes. The Ace held on, but he ate another one of those drop kicks. Arm twist into the shoulder smashes. Boot to the pelvis. So, not sure why so many drop kicks, but that's been the theme so far. Attack the leg. Reversal on the vertical suplex by Ace. It's Axel versus Ace. Body slam. Another Irish whip. This time a drop kick off the in motion. Small package. Trying to get an early surprise finish. The Teddy Twister. Get another reversal on the vertical suplex. Across the Strong Management logo. Rodeo arm breaker. Notice that Matt Gibson's green is also in the Strong Management logo there, one of the three colors. He gets the eyes dragged across the top rope. Well, I feel like I should have been counting the number of drop kicks. And yeah, Matt Gibson didn't care for the arrogant cover there as Ted Axel secures the 3. I don't know if they worked that out in the pre-match. But not only will I lay down for you, but you will make me look bad in the end. What I'm referring to is the ace Matt Gibson does the honors for Ted Axel. So presumably they worked out how that would go in advance. Normally guys would compete honestly for a title, but in this case, the ace relinquishes his belt as the condition for him joining this promotion. He puts over and amplifies the prestige of an already established star. And the wise man is, for the second time, the $50,000 champion. In fact, he's the first ever two-promotion heavyweight champion here in Canada. He won the Canadian in March, which was episode 15. So now the DFW as well. It was a year ago today, December of year one, that Ted Axel finally got his first win. So again, he can ring in the new year feeling like a winner. 74% match evaluation, I like it. So that's a dip from our average. But this was another one of those political things, and it was going to be brief. It was always probably going to be brief. So, the new Dramatic Fight Wrestling heavyweight champion, wise man Ted Axel. Okay, so we've gotten through 3, and now it's time for the 3-on-3 for Canada's 6-man tag team championship. The first ever team coming down the challenge. It's the reconfigured 3-man Canadian team. This is Team Canada Blue 3-man edition. The previous that Wolf Hockfield had put together had like a classic Canadian colors, red and white, with the black sort of tertiary color in it. This time, him and Kenny have gone back to their original trademark blue. Now they've added a third to that theme. Big Mike. A bigger man than any of these guys have had to face for this 6 tag. Wolf had been the biggest man they'd had to put up with in order to win or maintain these titles. Jin Dynasty. Wolf Hockfield and the Trick Prince start out as they've done every time that this title's been won. These are the only 2 men who've been the leaders, who've been the captains, 6 tag champions. In fact, it's the only title that the Trick Prince has ever possessed. Whereas the Wolf is the Triple Crown champion. He's won all 3 heavyweight titles in Canada. But he's become more of a 6-tag specialist, you could say. Started out as a tag, a 2-man guy. Finally got his chance to make a run at the heavyweight championship, won that. Since then, he's largely been about 6-tag. You could argue he has the strongest leadership quality of any of our homegrown Canadian boys here at the CWP. Meanwhile, Omega is now in there, and he gets whipped into Jin Dynasty's corner. And we've already seen the red and white coloration favor the non-Canadian team. We saw Team Satan unseat Canadian Kevin Owens from his title here on Christmas. Will we see that same red and white magic in the spirit of Christmas work for Jin Dynasty? If it is to happen, they're going to have to overcome in some form, maybe not directly, but indirectly, the size of Big Mike, who is brought low by the superior martial arts striking of Black Dragon God. Big Mike now has the upper hand, though, trying to assert something. Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, as we see that belly to belly, over the head, release, suplex by the Black Dragon God, who then follows up with the ground and pound. Black Dragon God looking very good. As we see the assisted powerbomb. Two members of the new edition of Team Canada Blue. It was at the Shooting Star by Omega to try to secure an early pin, not likely. 2-on-1, team up, vertical suplex out of the ring. Now we see Deathblow Ken take his turn in there. So we've now seen all 6 competitors. Good on you by Deathblow Ken to apply a submission hold right alongside the Strong Management logo. Shout out to our main sponsor. To draw attention to it without covering it up at all. Yeah. You should give Ken a raise for that. Or maybe he needs some home renovations done and he's hoping Strong Management will be like, thanks for doing that, Ken. Would you like a, I don't know, a new roof or a balcony or something? Or a terrace? Or terrace? Deathblow Ken looking to tear ass in there in this match before these titles are on the line. What's that, Falcon Arrow? And the 2 dudes with red hair in there. I think Black Dragon God's got the mohawk kind of shock of red through there, but these guys are pure red hair all the way through. Well, the Wolf, big enough to fight off that double team. Assisted powerbomb, though. Jin Dynasty working together. And, you know, I think as we see the swinging neckbreaker, these 2 leaders have clashed numerous times. They've opened many matches against each other. And in the fullness of time so far, you've seen Wolf of Jin Dynasty is just, you know, the Trick Prince specifically, leader of Jin Dynasty, just tossing around the original 2 members of Team Canada Blue, kicking both their asses at once and then individually. Tombstone, pile driver, running, stomped the abdomen, body slam across the trunk. I can't keep up with how much ass the Trick Prince is kicking right now. Flying knee to the head. He is just owning the original 2 members of Team Canada Blue. Omega comes back with the Iric, trying to break that momentum up. Probably a good idea. Jumping, vertical, suplex. So, okay. Getting things back under control, perhaps. Well, okay, well, now we're seeing it. Team Canada Blue has rallied, at least the original 2 members, and they've been owning this. They've been beating the crap out of the Trick Prince ever since I made a big deal out of the Trick Prince kicking their ass. So turnabout is fair play. Crossface submission attempt. Black Dragon God with the gradual, eventual save of his leader. And then punishes the man a little bit. Yeah, I think I mentioned Black Dragon God actually won the titles. He was the guy who got the finish to win these titles. He's looked very good in this match. Guess he wants to put his personal stamp on the reign that he began. Big Mike, did you see Big Mike? It was away from the focus, but amidst guys coming in and out of the ring, Big Mike climbed in from the apron and just tried to rally the Canadian fans in our favor, and then went back. he didn't even get in the ring to do that, but I guess you might as well draw attention to that. A fun match so far. But there's some power. This is what Big Mike is supposed to bring to this team in order to better change the fortunes of Team Canada Blue. The Team Canada 6-tag effort, which hasn't been as effective lately against Jin Dynasty. We just saw the German suplex, the pin combination, but in the ropes, I think that was. 4 men in the ring. Stomp to the back of the head. Wow. That was weird. It's almost like the Trick Prince wasn't sure who he wanted to give that moonsault to. The downed Kenny Omega, or did he want to hit the up and running Big Mike and he ended up landing in between them? I don't know if I've seen that before. Anyway, beat down, ball shot, combo. Death blow Ken. Boy. Did Team Canada Blue ever not stand for that? As both Apron members came in the ring to break that up. And once again, yeah, Deathblow Ken needs to get the heck out of there. The blue corner's not working out for him. He's getting 3-on-1'd. Yes, he wisely escapes that. Oof. Double arm. DDT? Double arm DDT? It's more of a pile driver, wasn't it? I don't even know what to call that. Looked pretty awful. Awful / awesome. Awesome as in wow, look at that. And awful as in that looks like it could seriously kill a man. Maybe it should be banned. You want to see fun, exciting action. You want to see someone dead in the ring. Wow, there's some of that athleticism from the big man. Twice as nice. Running to the turnbuckle, flying back elbow from the top rope. Crowd pleasing. And the Trick Prince breaks it up with style with the spinning sidekick. Ken was in there too. Now 3-on-1 the other direction for a brief period there. As Jin Dynasty was mob mentality against Wolf Hockfield. The Wolf. Wasn't about to submit across the Strong Management logo. Shout out to the main sponsor. He kicks his way out of that. And he gets the beat down ball shot combo. Ooh, geez. The Jin Dynasty doesn't mind pulling out the dirty stops here. Keep these titles. Cheat if you must. All 6 men in the ring. Wow. Rotating gut wrench suplex by the Wolf. Ken is reeling, but the Wolf needs to tag out. He's not going to take advantage of that. Yeah, all members of Jin Dynasty sort of wavering there for a brief period. Slumped or dazed, but they're turning it around now. With a 2-on-1. The team up vertical suplex out of the ring. Deathblow Ken brings it back to the center of the ring. Approaching 19 minutes in this thrilling match for Canada's 6-tag championship. Full Nelson suplex. Into the turnbuckle. Into the corner at least. Leg, hook, brain, buster. Seems to me Kenny Omega might have that move as well. These two did fight in singles one time. Quite a few months back. I don't know if they used that move on each other in the same match.
20 minutes gone.
You remember what episode that was? Your memory's pretty strong because I don't know if there was a whole lot of fanfare behind it. It was merely... The hint is it was around the time where the 6-tag titles didn't seem competitive. Spinning sidekick to the gut. Big Mike is confused and dazed and eats a knee to the back of the head. Yeah, back when the 6-tag title didn't seem competitive, they sort of broke it up and guys devolved into singles action. In any case, the moonsault across the back. And with assistance there to block the save, make the save prevention. Jin Dynasty keeps these titles. This might further the storyline of Big Mike's confidence problems. Because what started out as he might infuse some new vigor into Team Canada's efforts to regain the six tag titles, he ended up being the man who got finished. I mean, I think that this is his first ever appearance in six tag action, so maybe you could blame it on being a bit confused, not used to this sort of setting, not used to this type of match. But it seems to go along with, woe is Big Mike of late. As we talked about in the intro, he's greatly discouraged by all the misfortune that's befallen him ever since Team Big won the tag titles. Things have gone nothing but south for Big Mike since then. And yeah, and did I sort of call it again? As you see, there's more of a red and white. It's not in your face, but Jin Dynasty has more of a red and white theme going on over there with their colors. And on Christmas Day, they say red and white, wearing the hat, Christmas colors. Jin Dynasty holds on to their title. And it's turning into a bit of a dynasty now, is it not? I think that's 2 defenses now. Back to the drawing board for Canadian wrestlers in this division, in this title division, because it used to be Canada owned this and Jin Dynasty was scrambling for answers. Now this new configuration, this new look, Jin Dynasty, which the Trick Prince has gained the following of Team MMA Japan. It's worked out pretty well for the Trick Prince. And for a while there, Team MMA Japan, referring to Black Dragon God, Deathblow Ken, they seemed like they had trouble getting traction to really make a splash in this organization. They would get opportunities for titles, fall short the great majority of the time, revert back to irrelevant matches, maybe fighting each other. And it looks like they've finally gotten into a rhythm now as the new support man for the Trick Prince's aspiration to dominate as Emperor. As I touched on, that is the Trick Prince aspiration, to be known as the Emperor. And he's looking rather imperious and prestigious right now. Still, 6 tag champions, Jin Dynasty. Well, so far the title matches have not gone Canada's way so far. 0 for 2 on the evening. Can Christian, here on Christmas, change the complexion of the event for Canada as he competes to regain Canada's Junior Championship? He won this title in his debut, which, if you know his pedigree as a competitor, absolutely deserving of a first day title shot, as we also gave to Bret Hart. But he's not beaten this man. Christian won the title off of Mexico Miguel, dropped it immediately to the irredeemable Shota, Canada's junior champion. But can Christian redeem the irredeemable on the most fitting day of the year to do so, Christmas Day? As I rub a smudge off my screen. Meanwhile, there's a match going on. DDT pretty early. Tone setter, although Shota jumps right back up. He's not going to be wiped out that easily. But imagine he's seeing some early stars. Gets that torture grind going, however. Holding and hitting. Landing a lot of strikes so far. Another shot to the face. Yeah, Christian's got to get out of the way of this. He's going to make good on Christmas. He can't just keep getting pounded in the head. No, takes his man down. That's a good idea. It's a good start for changing the momentum here. Change the complexion. Jawbreaker across the Strong Management logo. Shout out to our main sponsor. Shota seeks to re-establish in that brutality, those back of the head strikes. That's just so nasty. Christian clothesline attempt, but the irredeemable ain't there to eat it. Slaps that torture grind back on. First 3 minutes have gone the champ's way. Chop across the face. We get that rear chin lock / choke. I think it was across the chin. Wow, just pummeling, beating. A lot of blows to the head early here. Christian's eating. Lands on the DDT though. You might even say DDT of desperation. He's trying to keep this man off you. But he eats another. Ugh. It's too early to declare Christmas Day cursed for Canada, because it looks like, far from redeeming Shota, it looks like we should think about stopping this match. I should put the headset down, jog down to the ring, and say to the ref, just tell the timekeeper to ring the bell. Let's just save this from being a horror show for Canadian fans on Christmas Day. But to his credit, Christian's still in there fighting. Back suplex. And then leaves his own blood on the mat after doing that move. Well, if we're going to have a Christmas Day miracle, it's going to come in dramatic fashion, because Christian has been beaten up and bloodied by the always vicious, devastating Shota. Another back suplex. I mean, as long as he keep hitting those suplexes, I guess Christian won't mind leaving his blood all over the ring, because he's winning right now. Flying clothesline. Well, he's had it going ever since I started to talk as though there's no hope. It's been Christian's match as we hit 7 minutes. Second half of that time expanse has been Christian's. So, even up maybe with the advantage Shota, because, you know, time is on Shota's side right now. The longer this match goes on, the more Christian bleeds out. Headlock suplex? They call it that. And the blood is just gathering on the Strong Management logo. Not enough to block anything crucial. Another DDT, blood. Just blood just blotching the center of the ring right now. It's one of the things that Shota will do. He will split his man open and turn this place into a bloodbath. Shots to the back of the head, well, side of the head, from the back. So because those blows to the side of the head, that's not illegal. So we actually asked for, the ref was looking to see if Christian wanted to quit. Another DDT. That's the only thing I think that's what's keeping Christian in this match. These momentum altering DDTs, which, how many of those can you eat? The unprettier, messing up the handsome face of Shota. The Japanese women the world over are shrieking in horror if you're seeing Shota get his face busted on the mat like that. And then 2.9, by the way. So, okay. Elbow to the back of the head. Christian breathing heavy, but he's looking pretty good. Maybe that blood woke him up. Another DDT landed, but he's breathing heavily. Windmill striking haymakers. Back to that torture grind. We've got blood seeping out. boy. If Christian's going to win this title, if he's going to perform the Christmas Day miracle, it'll come at a cost. Oh, it's blood collecting at his feet. Blood gathering, just pooling around his head. It gets smushed into the mat. Holding and hitting, just eating shots. Boy, oh boy. It's getting to be like a train wreck, isn't it? Not pretty to look at, but how you look away. And if Christian's going to die in the ring here, I guess I should see it. I should want to see it live for the experience. Unprettier, though, onto his own blood. Could he steal this title after all this horror? 2.9 Shota is, among other things, the champ is tough as nails. Isn't just going to go down easy. Reversal. And then, yeah, reversal. Counter on the counter. Arm drag. Christian breathing heavy. The DDT. Leaving more of his own blood on the mat. Forearm shiver. Whew, how many DDTs can Shota eat and still... I wonder if Shota's going to have brain damage by the end of this. Both these guys might be wishing they never got in this ring. Because how many times has Shota been dropped on his head? He can't be feeling very good right now at all. If either or both these guys need time off after this match, you know, no criticism. Christian bringing the action back close to the middle anyway, where you might actually get a pin. There's the unprettier again. But Shota stands right back up. I was about to say, we're mercifully going to get into this match. Shota is finding an extra layer of resilience here at this moment of truth. Goes for that haymaker. It's missed, however. Christian eating too many shots. Takedown out of desperation. Both men just heaving, trying to catch their breath. Flying clothesline. Blood just in a just an absolute swath across the ring there. More DDTs. We're going to have to get Shota into concussion protocol after this. I mean, I thought Christian in the early going was going to have head trauma. Shota's eaten so many blows to the head. It's insane. And in the end, the rear choke. Christian can take no more. Blood just gathering. Can we cut the camera on that? Whew. Christmas continues to be cursed as Christian falls short. Heroically battling despite some early setbacks. But there it is again. The person clad in Christmas red and white comes away with the title win. Well, yeah, be careful what you wish for. I was excited to get Shota into this organization because I've seen what he can do, and I just saw him dismantle, brutalize, bloody up one of my own countrymen. It wasn't as disturbing when it was done to Mexico Miguel, because he's from Mexico. He's a couple of countries away, but see it done to Christians, a little upsetting. On Christmas Day of all days. So there'll be no redemption, no redemption. Certainly not today, maybe someday. Still, Canada's junior champion, the irredeemable Shota. Match 6 for Canada's Tag Team Championship. Well, at least with this match, at least one Canadian will exit as champion. Otherwise, this has been a disastrous event for Canada. Only question will be, will this continue to be a holly jolly Japanese Christmas? As so far, all Japan wrestlers have won. But if that is to continue, if blue hair is to be victorious, you'll have to overcome in some form a bear. Bret Hart, the Hitman, gets his first taste of wrestling a bear. Can he excellently execute a rather large mammal? Well, he stuffs the takedown there, landing some punches while they're down on the mat. The bear knocks him down in retaliation. Bret Hart looked like he was running for a tag there. He's thinking, I didn't realize it'd be this tough. But no, he finds his manhood there at the moment of truth, hangs in there. And he's going to give the bear another go. And now he tags. This is because it's not too early to tag out. And he body slams the bear, probably adrenaline based on fear. Gave him the strength to do that. And blue hair stuffs the takedown, but ultimately, the wrestling bear wrestles him down. Bear hug. Surprise roll up. Let's call that a large package. It's terrible, Ted. Wow, just shoulder smashes a much smaller man down. I mean, blue hair is a heavyweight. Doesn't look like it right now. The guillotine, standing guillotine choke. And finally, Jason gets in there. Also terrible. The wrestling bear softens him up with a takedown, but it's countered into an armbar. But Jason's there to rescue his bear and then invade the challenger corner. Eye rake. Seems unfair. Ooh, he eats a kick to the flying kick to the head though for his trouble. 2-on-1. Oh, that's what you get for being in the wrong part of town. You might just get ganged up upon. Arm drag, takedown, old school, Bret Hart. I was just going to say, it almost seems unfair that Jason the Terrible should be allowed to eye rake anybody, because he himself would be presumably impervious to an eye rake with that hockey mask. And Bret Hart will test his fellow Canadian's armor, ultimately knocking him down into the blue corner where blue hair looks on. Elbow drop across the face mask. Exchanging shots. Ew. Well, this seems impolite, getting that Christmas feast going early here with the fork. Basting the ring with Bret Hart's blood. Double team on the vertical suplex, and Jason the Terrible is out of the ring, but he responds to the pursuit. The jawbreaker, headbutt. Wow. Knocks blue hair flying against the announcement table there. Oh, but the spear in return by blue hair. Lets the action return to the ring because you can't win the title out there on the floor. Speaking of going for the eyes, there's an eye poke. Jason the Terrible he's pulling out all the dirty moves early in this first 7 minutes. And speaking of which, choke. We've seen him attack the eyes in more than one way. We've seen a foreign object. Now we're seeing an outright choke. Maybe Jason the Terrible is seeing it as his mission to uphold Canadian honor here on this Christmas day and see if we can get a pure Canadian win. Team Terrible's all Canadian, whereas this edition, the BH edition of Sharpshooter, is only 50% Canadian. The bear knocking blue hair off the apron. It's a miracle that Blue Hair got back up there that quickly. And blood staining the ring. Bret Hart's blood. Not sure I've seen that. Does Bret Hart, the Hitman, have any famous matches where he got juiced and wore the crimson mask? If you know, if you can think of any, leave it in the comments if you have that wrestling lore at your fingertips. Any Bret Hart bloodbaths? This looks like we're fixing to see one this time. Although if he's only in the ring half the time, maybe the ring doesn't get too stained. But yeah, more Canadian trauma here as Canadian legend Bret Hart is bleeding. And maybe that's for the best. Let's get some bandages on this elder statesman of Canadian wrestling before his health is genuinely at risk. Under 10 minutes. No big shock. As we are absolutely used to Terrible Ted securing the early finish, the guillotine choke, this time from the mat position. We saw it earlier standing up. And I'd say fittingly, as Team Terrible has shown for the second year that they are the true Canadian, the true North Strong and Free, true Canadian tag team, the best team Canada has to offer. And they'll finish year 2 still Canada's tag team champions. Match 7 for Canada's heavyweight championship. And it occurs to me, opportunity missed perhaps on Wardrobe. Could have put Big Titan in his alternate red for Christmas, which also has gold, also a Christmas color. You know what? Screw that. Big Titan isn't here to celebrate a festive holiday. He's here to defend his own status in this promotion as co-holder of the greatest title reign as Canada's heavyweight champion. Also held by our current champion, the Baron Charles. Big Titan wins the opening test of strength, clubs the champ down, elbow to the back of the head. Again, knocking the champion down. Straight up clubbing punch. The Baron finally getting some offense in there, attacks the foundation. Elbow to the knee. And in motion, the shoulder block, but Big Titan shrugs it off. And then he counters, reverses the vertical suplex. Baron cinches in that arm twist, shoulder smash combo. Again. Some wear down moves. Irish whip. Looks like the Baron went to go behind. Maybe he was trying some sort of discomfort tactic. We've seen some things like that before. Meanwhile, body slam out of the ring. Big Titan, no nonsense, pursuing body slam onto the floor in front of the announcer's desk. Announcer's table, dropkick back of the head. Big Titan brutalizing the champion out here on the floor. Look at all the announcers from every country. I mean, we do have wrestlers from different countries. It's not just Canada. So we got announcers from all over bringing this fast-rising promotion to a television or internet near you. We're back to where we were at the middle of the ring where we saw the Strong Management logo. Only a couple more times are we likely to see it. This is the final championship match of year 2. More attacking of the foundations there. Ooh, looks like some sort of vertical suplex attempted. The Baron shows his agility. The Big Titan escapes it in motion. The spear just rips the day's champion. Does the challenger. Body slam. Stomp to the gut. Ooh. There's a strike to the jugular by the champion. Big boot in reply by the challenger. Big Titan attempts that big clothesline. The Baron ducks under. He goes behind again. Eats the elbow again. Drop kick to the day's champion. Wild action for this Canada's Heavyweight Championship. 2 count in the first 5.5 minutes. Things looking pretty good for the challenger so far. Oof. Avalanche. Clothesline. And there's the exploder. Tumbles the champion toward the middle of the ring. He's going for a cover again. 2.9 already at the 6-minute mark. The challenger has come into this match hot. He counters what might have been a pile driver attempt. Backdrop out of the ring. Out onto the floor again. Big Titan waits for the champ to get up so you can engage him. Oh, reversal. Counter again on the pile driver. Big Titan looking for some crowd responses. I've got this guy, don't I? Look at it. He's reeling in front of me. This has been 7 minutes worth of challenger. Vertical suplex. The Baron is just sent sprawling out of the ring again.
2, 3.
The champion has just been stymied seemingly from pillar to post this whole match. Double arm suplex toward the center of the ring. There's that spear again, just flattens the champion, pins him across the logo of Strong Management. It's over. The Baron Charles had been champion for about half a year. And in under 8 minutes, we see the dismantling for the ages, perhaps, in this division. Big Titan. Like I say, no nonsense with the ring attire. Just comes in with his standard black, all business. Takes care of business under 8 minutes. The spear. And we have a new Canada's heavyweight champion. I believe that's the 3rd reign for Big Titan. He equals Big Mike in championship reigns. And he has stopped the Baron's juggernaut rise to history. If the Baron had just pulled that out somehow, he would have been a 3 reign. He would have been a three defense reign. But it's not to be. So, we heard some cheers there, of course, at the end, a Canada crowd. But, there is the baronial faithful following. So was there, amidst that thunder of Canadian cheers, maybe a sprinkling of Baron boos for the outcome? I don't know. But there you have it. What more can you say? Big Titan has done it. In dominant, impressive fashion, Big Titan has regained Canada's Heavyweight Championship. And if Canada needed some redemption on an event packed with home country losses, Canada's own Big Titan halts the slide in resounding fashion. And we retain, still above 80% average match evaluation, as we move to the main event, a rubber match. 3rd time around. Strongheart versus the Missing Link. And in the 2nd match from last event, bloodied early was Strongheart. bitten and bloodied. And then ate a barrage of headbutts. Seemed like it was like record-setting headbutts landed in that match. Before winning in the end, did Strongheart with, of all things, headbutts of his own. Crazy. Speaking of crazy, there is the missing link. Starts off with a clubbing blow, caveman style. Strongheart might have tried to go strong too early there. Maybe a pile driver or a power bomb type move. Missing link way too fresh to succumb to that. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, but you might fail. Anyway, eye rake. Some dirty tactics employed by the missing link, but we've seen that. Maybe Strongheart's approach there was, well, if I failed the first time with that power move attempt, surely you wouldn't suspect I would do it again. Anyway, Snapmare. Old school, missing link should appreciate that. He's probably been snapmared a few times in his day. It's younger years, which you probably can't remember. Body slam, falling, headbutt. So working the back of the head there. Brutalizing tactics. Strongheart sleeper. Missing link didn't stand for that for long. Goes for a spear. Almost ejects himself completely out of the ring. Body slam again, going for it. The same type of arrogant cover that Strongheart used to kind of steal the win in November last month. Oof. Headbutt down low and follow up with, well, why not? A headbutt. Headbutt combo. Using headbutts in combination. There's a spear. And again. The ball's butt. Yeah, I like that. Death Valley driver. I like that even more. One of my personal favorites. Into the Strongheart stretch. Showing the missing link, the Strongheart, the strong management logo there. Using missing link's plain view as he's trying to escape that stretch. Shout out to the main sponsor. For the final time. This is the last match of the year. Sponsorships are about to reset and renew. Oh. Press. Slam into the diamond cutter. Chokehold though. Missing link says, you're going to do that to me? I'll punish you. If you're going to perform a spectacular move on me. Just bullying him while he's laying face down. Repeated stomps. Fire, jumping, powerbomb. Past 7 minutes, 2.9. Strongheart that close, and then he casts. The missing link out of the ring. We saw this the previous match too. In motion, that diving over the top battering ram. Drop kick down lower. At the foot of the ramp here. Entrance ramp. Irish whip into the blue corner. Huh. The whole show, the whole effing show. Claims Strongheart. And a backflip drop kick. While the man is pressed into the turnbuckle. So since Strongheart did that, Rob Van Dam, thumbs point, the RVD whole effing show. Should we call him maybe Strong Van Dam? Strongheart? Strong Van Dam? Certainly if he's going to do that thumb point, we should definitely call that the Strong Van Dam. Speaking of strong, Superfly. Headbutt from the top by the missing link. But a Death Valley driver, will that be the death of this match? Devastating. Just two, however. Two recent twos by both men. Headbutts. Series of headbutts. That's the move that was used against the missing link. Cost him November's match. He's going to fly again. Took advantage of the Strongheart mishap. The flying headbutt rolls him over into a pin. Just two. Headbutt series. Powering up. As he figures I need more force from my headbutts. I need to gather more strength. Out of the ring, thrown out. Missing link goes after him. Turn it into a street fight clubbing blow. In motion, smashes into the guard wall. He's psyched. He's enjoying himself out there. Missing link looks like the kind of guy who would enjoy a back alley brawl. Eye rake, never too late to discombobulate your opponent. Press, slam, power on display. Missing link's an in-shape dude. At the ripe old age of 80 years old, still press slamming guys. Good for you, Missing Link. But Strongheart, oh, look like a variation on the Strongheart stretch. Another look at the Strong Management logo. If you enjoy it, I think it looks cool. Enjoy it while you can. In all likelihood, the final match for it. But it has been a fun partnership. You've given me a lot of discounts, construction stuff, and the amenities the wrestlers enjoy and otherwise benefit from. So. Reverse avalanche. Oh, wow. Another press into the diamond cutter, devastating. Missile dropkick from behind against the confused Missing Link, who may not know where he is. Does he normally know where he is? I don't even know. And there's the Goldberg style jackhammer suplex into the slam. Finishing the match in style, actually. What a great finish. Quite the awesome move, and why shouldn't the final match of Christmas Day have a red and white clad, Christmas color wearing wrestler win the main event? But, you know, I mean, you think of the rubber match as they've each won one going into Christmas Day. You think of it as a decider, but I don't know. It wasn't that decisive of a victory. It was 16 minutes back and forth. Missing Link looked very good a lot of the time, so I feel like this is not rivalry settled. We could certainly do this again. Yeah, 94% to send people off. Enjoy your Christmas, Canada. And we'll see you next year. So, we'll get a look at the money as we conclude year 2. Give me some financials. There it is. Word again of Big Titan's glorious Canadian heavyweight championship victory. New and new. So we went well over capacity. The place was just jammed, packed with people celebrating Christmas with Canadian wrestling. So this is going to be some serious revenue. Just purely based on people attending the event alone. So income overall on the month, $2.2 million. That's some serious money. So the profit, well over $1.33 million. And as I said, we were going to blast, with the projected revenue on the event alone, we were going to blast past the $10 million mark, even with having spent over $500,000. I think it was $540,000 on the gym expansion. And that's roughly the overage that we had on $10 million. We had almost the money we spent on gym expansion. That's how much we cleared, $10 million. So, complete success to finish out the year. So the next step, as I've mentioned, is we're about to reset the sponsorship. We're going to get a new array, a new combination of sponsors to begin year 3. And maybe I might just leave that as the hook for the tune in next time to see how the sponsorship complexion will change. What companies, new companies presumably, will show up to pay us, and for what exactly. So tune in for episode 25 to see how year 3 begins.